Hello, all. Welcome to a very special Sunday afternoon review. Yes, it is a work night tonight, but it's still fairly early in the afternoon. It's only 3:45, and well, I want to do a lot of reviews in December because one, dry January is coming up, and just because I think dry January is probably going to last a bit longer than January, mostly because I don't really have the money to be doing this much anymore. So I'm going to go out with kind of a blast. So I got a whole bunch of stuff to review for you guys and whatnot. And this is the thing I was hinting at before I got sick, and I've been really interested in reviewing this. And this is Lagavulin 16. Yes, this is a higher end Scotch than any other Scotch I've reviewed so far on this channel. Far outside my price range. You might notice this is an empty bottle, but not quite because I have a sampler one filled here. So, as befits someone who is always constantly complaining about his money problems, I did not actually purchase this. This was donated, the remnants of this bottle were donated after the family bottle share at Thanksgiving. And in this case, from my brother-in-law, Jacob No, who is married to my stepsister and really enjoys good whiskey. And um, yeah, it's a nice thing to be able to have good whiskey every now and then. So he brought this bottle with the intent to, kill it at the party. And as you can guess, this is not really big with people who are not huge Scotch drinkers. Obviously, being an Islay malt, and from one of the Islay malt makers that are renowned for being the most peatiest of peaty. So, lots of comments about bandages, band-aids. But for the connoisseur, there is something beyond all that, and you're left with I really enjoyed it, and today I get to explore it with you, and I'm really happy about that actually. So thanks again to Jacob. And yeah, so let's go and look at the verbiage here, and hopefully I can read it because it's very small printed in light color on a beige color. So, lock water rushing over rocky falls, barley malted over moorland peat. Sorry, I'm having trouble seeing that there. Slow distillation and long maturation in oak casks all help us to shape Lagavulin's robust and smoky character. Time, says the islanders, takes out the fire but leaves in the warmth. The strange horse of... Okay, here's a Gaelic word that there's no way in God's green earth I'm going to get it right. Cheval, Sunaval, by William Black. Oh, and it's in Scots, so I'm going to go and massacre Scots dialect right now. I have been in Islay more as 3 times or 2 times myself, and I have been close to the Lagavulin Distillery, and I know that in the clear waters of the spring that will make the Lagavulin whiskey just as fine as new milk. So that was just me slaughtering the Scots accent. Any of you Scots over there can go and mock and deride me for my 132 Scotch heritage. What? Yes, it's roughly about 130 seconds. My great grandfather was half Hawaiian, half Scotch German. So, and yeah, so no further things on the back here. Just Diageo. Let's see here. 43% ABV. That's 86 proof. And without much further ado, let's pour this out into the Glencairn. A perfect dram. Perfect. It's got a nice amber yellow color. In sunlight, it looks a little bit brighter than this. A little bit closer to yellow than amber. Fairly thick legging. Hmm. So you got that peat up front, obviously. It's smoky, but it also has a very salty sea spray kind of note, as well as a bit of a medicinal iodine note too, but definitely more of the smokiness. So evocative of a bonfire on a Scottish beach, being watched over by a man wrapped in bandages. Oh, okay. Poetry kind of fell apart there at the last part. Underneath that, there's some malts with some really nice fruit notes there. Kind of fig, black cherry. All in all, really nice. Light touches of golden raisin, almost sherry-like, though I don't think this is aged in sherry casks. Aye, nothing finer than a wee dram of the Scotch. Yeah, it just really unfolds itself, that deep complexity there. Let's go on to the palate now, shall we? Up front, you're just slammed by that peatiness. And that's what I think a lot of people have trouble with in the beginning, because that peat is so dominant in the flavor note that it takes some experience with drinking Islas to kind of get beyond it and see the other facets of this particular whiskey. So there's a figginess and also like a peppery spice, a white pepper spice up front. Long lasting finish of smoke and rock salt. Not the saltiness, just the minerality. Though it's evocative of saltiness there. Like I said, sea spray. Top note is really dominated by the peatiness. You kind of have to explore on your tongue and explore with your nose, like as well. It's like this to really get it to unfold properly. Roll it about on your tongue a little bit, as it were. Yeah, in the front and into the mids, softer fruity notes, um, slightly reminiscent of baked apple and vanilla, appear as subtle undertones on the palate. Up front is where that minerality is. Up front and in the long finish is where that minerality, that sort of rock salt, sea spray kind of evocative flavor, is truly the strongest. Throughout, of course, the beginner speaker, the beginner sampler of Islay single malts is going to be like bandages, bandages and smoke. But it is so much more than this, friends. It is so much more than this. The finish just goes on forever with these. And what's nice, and I can't really explore in this video, it's something that is so you can really explore when you're drinking with friends and you're not, trying to go and get everything to fit into a 20-minute video, because my videos tend to run long, is how that long finish that is so sticky on the palate further unfolds itself. Almost like a petrichor, that fresh rain kind of evocative scent on the long finish as the smokiness sort of subsides. Mm. Friends, it doesn't get any better than this. Well, in regards to like whiskey, anyway. I mean, this is some great stuff, man. There was recently a video put out by Tasting History, as a channel I absolutely love. It's this guy, Max Miller, as he goes and recreates historical recipes. And last Tuesday, he went in and recreated the historical recipe for haggis. And I'm just thinking, man, wouldn't it be nice to go and pair this with a nice haggis? Not that I've ever tried haggis. I would eat it in a heartbeat because I love offal. I love organ meats. Yeah, the fruitiness and sweetness, things are often overlooked in Islas. They're there just as much as any other Scotch. But when you amp up that peatiness, like I said, it can obscure it to some beginners. But for people who've, drank a lot of this, it just goes and adds a complete new, I would say, layers of dimension, not just a single one of peatiness, but it transforms everything in the experience. Alcohol burn is very minimal. Obviously, you realize you're drinking the scotch, but there's no real fire at all until it starts hitting your belly. Just goes down smooth, but still ultimately complex. Would the addition of water improve this and change it? It would definitely change it. I've found that adding a few drips of water generally doesn't work for me in regards to whiskeys. Probably because I have a high tolerance for the alcohol heat. Generally, the whiskey, or the small addition of water or an ice cube, you know, um, it dilutes it some so that some people are better able to go and suss out things. I found that it generally waters things down for me. You know, that at full strength at 86 proof, it's no real imposition for me, and I just find the flavors and scents much more intense. Neat. Mm, yeah. Well, I want to go and enjoy the rest of this in a slow and leisurely manner this afternoon. Suffice to say, I think I covered that this is more than just a peat bomb. There is some deep and profound complexity here. There is a reason why this is on the shelves of many a toffee-nosed, member of the House of Lords. This is one of the ones. This is a standby. This is a regular. It doesn't have like a royal mark on it. I believe Lafroig 16 is King Charles III's favorite tipple. Um, but this is of the same character. And honestly, if you have the financial resources to go and purchase something like this and enjoy something like this and share it with family, definitely go ahead because this is one of the greats. Just like how Anna Karenina is like the novel that everyone should read at least once in their life. This is one of the scotches that everyone who drinks should drink once in their life, even if they don't get it. Lagavulin 16. Yeah. Like to thank Jacob again for providing this sample to review. I'm very thankful for that. And yeah, that is your Scotch review for this afternoon. Slunte.